Greetings, Lynette Krause here. In this video, I'm going to give you a brief tour of AromaSense. Now, AromaSense comes in two versions, the basic version and an advanced version. The first part of the video, we'll look at all the content that is included in both versions, and then we'll move to the content that is exclusive to the advanced version. So let's dive right in. Let's begin with the basic version. During this video, we're going to look at each tab, which is also called a table. We're going to describe some of the toolbar options. And then using the advanced version, we'll look at a couple different ways to find information that'll get you started. First of all, at the top, you will find the tabs that show the tables that are included in AromaSense. The first one is the Aromatics tab, and when it opens, it will open with the gallery view. If you want to look at a full record, you just click it, and then that will open up the expanded view, and you can see all of the content. The next tab is carrier oils. As you may already know, aromatics, if applied to the skin undiluted, can cause severe irritation, sensitization, redness or burning, or other reactions. In order to minimize this, in aromatherapy, we use carrier oils. A carrier oil is just a vegetable oil that's derived from the fatty portion of a plant, usually from the seeds, the kernels, or the nuts. And that's what you'll find in this table. The next tab is the Dilutions Calculator. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I will have a different video that explains exactly how to use the Dilutions Calculator. I'm going to skip the Miscellaneous tab for now. Let's move on to Botanical Families. This isn't every botanical family, but it is the ones that are most frequently or most commonly used in aromatherapy. The purchase info table is really pretty awesome. It is a way for you to track all of your purchases from any vendor or whatever. What's also really cool about the purchase info table is that you can link your records back to the aromatic that you purchased. So let's say you're in the Aromatics tab and it says you purchased this and you want, oh yeah, I want to look at that. So it will show you exactly what all the information regarding that purchase. I'm also going to skip the Important Info tab and move on to the Therapeutic Property Lookup. If you do not come from a clinical background, some of the therapeutic properties you'll find in the aromatics and the carrier oils may be unfamiliar to you. This is a lookup for you to identify anything that is shown in AromaSense and you're just not sure what that means. So let's say you see cephalic as one of the therapeutic properties, and you're not really sure what cephalic means. You can come back to the Therapeutic Lookup Property Lookup table. You can find cephalic and say, oh, relating to the head, clearing the mind. Perfect. Exactly what you want to know. All right, vendor lookup. Here I have the vendors that I know and trust. And the cool thing about AromaSense is that you are able to add all the vendors that you prefer, and you'll have one custom huge table for yourself. The last tab in the basic version is Synergies. When I first started out in aromatherapy, I didn't know enough. I didn't know a lot about the oils. I didn't know what could be used for what. I didn't know how to blend. And so I wanted to find somewhere that I could find the information that I need or want and give me some good ideas for blending. So let's say my husband has, his sinuses are killing him. He's really stuffed up, and he really wants some help. What do I do? Well, I can look down this list of Synergies and go, oh, Synergies. Well, that sounds promising. Nature's Gift made this blend, and they used sweet basil, eucalyptus, peppermint, and lavender. Oh, that might be a good place for me to start. Going back to the aromatics table, I want to show you a couple of things. The first one is views. If I rest my mouse on that, it will pull out the sidebar. If I want to pin the sidebar and keep it there all the time, all I have to do is click it again, and now it's pinned to the side. And if I want to get rid of that, I just click it again and it goes away. What's nice about views is that you can have the same table, but have a different view of that table that might help you. Now, the first one that's always there is called the main view, and this is the one that you will see if you use Excel or any other spreadsheet application for anything. It's going to look a lot like what you're familiar with. I made another view that I called safety, because a lot of times all I want to know is the safety, the cautions, the dilution guides, whatever about an oil, and I don't want to see all of those other fields. Well, I can click on the safety, my safety view, and now I've got the aromatic, what the botanical name is, very important, what the safe age is, dilution guidelines, and cautions all in one place without all the other clutter. So that's like one of the powerful things that you can do with the Airtable views, and we'll have another video that shows you how to create your own custom views. Now I want to bring your attention back to the other two tabs that we skipped. The first one was the Miscellaneous tab, and that is exactly what you're going to find here, a hodgepodge of things that you might want to collect about anything to do with aromatherapy. There is a category where you can use the categories that have already been created. You can create your own categories, whatever that might help you as you are on your aromatherapy journey. Let's say I don't know how to do a patch test, but somebody said I should do that. I can come down here, it says, oh, how to do a patch test. I can expand the record, and this goes for any time you're in any table with a grid view. If you go to the far left, you can click on a little expand record button, and it's going to show you everything. So in here you can see I called the category an expert tip. The personal note says exactly how to do it. But if this was any other type of record, I could also include a link to where I got the information. What is the source? Are there any therapeutic benefits for this record? And what are the ingredients? What are the directions? I can give it a rating, what I liked. I can make it a favorite, and I can even link the record back to the aromatics table. Very cool. The last tab is the important info tab, and you will not need this all the time, but you should probably open it the first time you use your copy of AromaSense. It includes your user agreement, the conditions of use, any instructions that you might need, and the disclaimer. Now, what's really cool about this is there is also in the last field, there is a references field. It's long text because, oh my goodness, I used so many references when I built AromaSense. And if you want to see what they are, they're all in the important info tab. Let's move on to the advanced version of AromaSense. We're going to begin with the aromatics table because the advanced version includes a few fields that are not in the basic version. Oh, and by the way, you can find a complete list of tables and fields on the features page on our website, or look in the notes attached to this video. Let's begin by looking at Spike Lavender. You see the fields that are shared with the basic version, but as we scroll down, you'll find new fields and content. The first thing you'll notice or you'll see is the attachments include relevant research that's available for that particular aromatic. Moving along, we also have the primary constituents that are found in this oil. We have what the constituent values, the range should be for that oil. And below that, we have references that are specific to this oil. Now, how can I use this? Let's say we were looking at the spike lavender, and we were looking at the fact that the primary constituents are linalool, 1,8-cineol, and camphor. Well, I've been reading a little bit about camphor, and I'm curious. So I want to know what other oils might be high in camphor. How do I do that? I can come up here to the filter. I can add a condition where, let's pick primary constituents, has any of, and then we're going to pick camphor. There it is. And immediately the filter shows you that another oil that is high in camphor is Dalmatian sage. A chemical family consists of elements on the periodic table that belong to a group. Elements in a chemical family share similar chemical characteristics or physical properties. And the ones that are included in the chemical families table are the most common ones that you will find in aromatics. This table is a great resource for students and teachers or any aromatherapy enthusiasts to gain understanding of the chemical families. It includes general information. It includes expert notes, any dilution guidelines you might find for the chemical family, safety concerns, what the aroma generally is, shelf life, and it includes common essential oils that have this chemical family, are in this chemical family, pardon me, the common constituents for that chemical family, and then some example structures of chemicals within that family. And as with everything else in AromaSense, you can change or you can add your own research, your own information. The Chemical Lookup table, right here, is for individual constituents that are commonly found in aromatics and that we have some information about. It includes the researched therapeutic benefits, oils that you might find high in that chemical, any relevant notes, and images of the chemical. So there you can see what we know about cinnamic acid. Here's linalool acetate. We know quite a bit about linalool acetate. It has several therapeutic benefits. There are many oils high in linalool acetate and some extra notes about it. I can also sort them in a number of ways. I can go over to the view. It's easier to see if we look at it in grid view. So I'm going to switch to grid view. And I'm going right here. I don't remember the sort, so I'm going to come up here and say I want to sort by name, which is normally what I would do. But if I want to see it in a different way, all I have to do is go back up to the sort and say I want to sort by, and let's say I want to group them by chemical family. I want to see those all together. I can click chemical family, boom, they all go together. I noticed that farnesene is missing its chemical family. I must have messed it up. So here I can go ahead and add the chemical family it should be. And now, as you see, it sorted it and moved it back down to the sesquiterpenes. Let's say I also want to be able to see them not only by chemical family, but then I want them in alphabetical order again. I can go back to the sort and I can say, oh, pick another field. I want to sort now by name. And now I've got chemical families and alphabetical order by name. We can also do something like filter our records and add conditions. So I'm going to select filter this time, and I want to pick, let's say I have someone who suffers with anxiety, and I'm trying to find something that's going to help them. So I want to know, are there any chemicals where the therapeutic benefit will help my friend? So I will come down here and say filter where therapeutic benefits has any of, and I'm going to find anxiety. So now I can see what chemicals include anti-anxiety as a therapeutic benefit. From these results, I can look at the chemicals individually. Let's say I want to look at linalool. Lots of research about linalool, plenty of therapeutic benefits. We know what oils are high in linalool, and in the notes, one of the notes even says frequently used for anxiety and stress. Bingo. And I also have oils to choose from that I know have a lot of linalool in them. One of the best features of AromaSense is that it is completely customizable. You can add your own tables, add your own records. You can add or delete fields in a table. You can add or change any of the data, and you can rearrange anything. You can use custom views and advanced print functionality. AromaSense really is the toolbox for building your knowledge and skill with aromatherapy. I hope you've enjoyed this tour of AromaSense. You can purchase your copy or find out more by visiting our website at www.aromasenseapp.com.